The mirror didn't show her reflection, it showed her funeral. Adaeze froze. Because the girl inside the mirror was smiling. In the quiet village of Umudora, where the wind moved gently through the palm trees and silence carried whispers at night, lived a young girl named Adaeze. She was known for her beauty. But more than that, she was known for her curiosity. Adaeze lived with her grandmother, Momankem, an old woman many villagers feared. Some said the old woman could see beyond the physical world. Others said she spoke to spirits when the moon was high. Adaeze never believed any of those stories. To her, they were just tales people told to keep children from wandering too far. Until the day curiosity led her somewhere she could not return from. It happened on a quiet afternoon. Momankem had gone to the market, leaving Adaeze alone in the hut. Bored and restless, Adaeze began to search around the house, opening old baskets and wooden boxes. That was when she found it. A small, dusty wooden box hidden beneath her grandmother's bed. It looked old, older than anything she had ever seen. Strange symbols were carved into its surface. Her heart beat faster as she opened it. Inside was a mirror. Tall, narrow, unusually cold to the touch. The moment her fingers brushed against it, Adaeze felt a strange chill run down her spine. And then, a soft whisper. "Do you want to see your future?" Adaeze quickly turned. No one was there. The room was silent. She swallowed hard. But instead of fear, curiosity grew stronger. That night, when the village fell quiet and her grandmother was asleep, Adaeze brought out the mirror. Her hands trembled slightly as she placed it against the wall. She hesitated. Then slowly, she looked into it. At first, she saw nothing but her reflection. Then, the surface of the mirror began to shimmer. And suddenly, everything changed. She was no longer in the village. Adaeze saw herself standing in a beautiful city. Bright lights, tall buildings, expensive cars. She was dressed in elegant clothes, stepping out of a shining black car. People gathered around her, calling her name with respect. Madam Adaeze. Her heart raced. Her eyes widened. "Is this my future?" She smiled. For the first time in her life, she felt certain. She was meant for something greater. The next day, Adaeze could not focus on anything else. That night, she returned to the mirror. But this time, something felt different. The same city appeared. The same wealth. But Adaeze looked different. Her smile was colder. Her eyes lacked warmth. And behind her, something stood. A shadow. Still. Watching. Adaeze stepped back. Her breath caught in her throat. "What is that?" The shadow did not move. But it felt alive. Still, she returned again the next night. And the next. Each time she looked, the future changed. Sometimes she was richer. Sometimes more powerful. But each time, she looked less like herself. Less human. And the shadow, it kept coming closer. Until one night, it stood directly behind her. So close it almost touched her. Adaeze gasped and quickly turned away from the mirror. But there was nothing behind her. Only silence. Days passed. Sleep became difficult. The mirror called to her. Every night. And she answered. Until one evening, Momankem walked in. And saw her. Standing in front of the mirror. The old woman's voice thundered. "Who told you to touch that?" Adaeze jumped in fear. "I was just looking." Before she could finish, the old woman struck her. The sound echoed through the hut. Adaeze held her cheek, shocked. Mama Nkem's eyes were filled with fear. Not anger. Fear. That is not an ordinary mirror, she said in a low voice. It is a doorway. Adaeze's voice trembled. A doorway to what? The old woman looked at the mirror, then back at her. To futures that demand a price. That night, Adaeze tried to stay away. She really did. But the silence felt louder than ever. And the mirror. It felt like it was calling her. Slowly, she stood up and walked toward it. One last time, she whispered. The mirror flickered. Violently this time. Then, she saw herself again. But this time, she was standing in a graveyard. People surrounded a grave. Crying. Mourning. Adaeze stepped closer. Her heart pounding. Then she saw the name on the grave. It was hers. Her breath stopped. Her body froze. And then, the Adaeze inside the mirror turned. Slowly. And looked directly at her. Smiling. A smile that did not feel human. It is time. Suddenly, the mirror cracked. A loud, unnatural sound filled the room. The air grew heavy. Adaeze screamed. As something rushed toward her. And everything went black. The next morning, Mama Nkem entered the room. Adaeze. No answer. She stepped inside slowly. And then she saw her. Standing in front of the mirror. Still. Silent. Smiling. Mama, Adaeze said softly. I saw my future. But the voice did not sound like her. Mama Nkem fell to her knees. Tears filled her eyes. It has taken you. Her voice broke. That mirror does not show the future. She looked up slowly. It steals it. Adaeze tilted her head. Her smile widened slightly. No. It improves it. Days passed. The villagers began to notice. Something had changed. Adaeze was no longer the same girl. She spoke less. Smiled less. And when she looked at people, it felt like she was seeing something deeper. Something they could not see. At night, a strange whisper began to spread through the village. From inside the hut. Soft. Inviting. Dangerous. Come. See your future. And sometimes, if you passed by at the wrong hour, you would see a faint glow from inside. And a figure. Standing in front of a mirror. Waiting. Curiosity can lead to discovery, but also to destruction when it is not controlled. Not every future you desire is meant for you. Some doors, once opened, can never be closed.
Welcome to our peaceful village. Subscribe for more stories like this.